ancient Near Eastern Empire's center studies marginal regions and also identities in the margins. What I want to discuss here is what we can say about the movement that produced the Qumran texts or the Dead Sea Scrolls, and of the possible site by the Dead Sea that they occupied. Were these marginal areas? Did the people see themselves as being in the margins? And how can we tell? Anyone who has visited the Dead Sea and the Judean desert in July or August knows it can be very hot. The Dead Sea is part of the Great Rift Valley that runs from Lebanon in the north all the way to the East Africa in the south. The surface of the Dead Sea is over 400 meters below sea level. So even the winters in this deep valley are like the best of Finnish summers. It is no wonder that Herod the Great, for example, built his winter palace at Masada, and the Hasmonean rulers before him nearby in Jericho. But who would want to be there during the hottest season? It was also possible to have habitation in places where there are freshwater sources, such as Jericho, En-Gedi, and Al-Feshka. The Dead Sea area was an important trade route and site for production of asphalt, bitumen, balsam, and dates. Many more ancient paths could have existed that are now visible. For thousands of years, this area has also been area for refugees, with many hiding places in the caves, but also an important site for military posts, controlling not only the passage through the area, but also access to its resources. The texts that the Qumran movement members wrote never say they lived in one place only or in a desert place. They do say that they are the ones preparing the way to the Lord in the desert. But this too could be understood symbolically, as investing time to the study of the Torah and seeing themselves as the Israelite wilderness community, not quite in the promised land yet, still pursuing after their goals. So the texts teach us that they do not wish to stay in the margins. They built a program to reform the Judean government in Jerusalem, starting from the upper level, elite families, and learned scribes and priests. They were also making claims about the very top, king and high priest. But ideally they were seeking to educate the ordinary folk, including women and children. So the Dead Sea and their possible living or studying place there was not what eventually marginalized the members of this movement. The site could rather be a place for renewal and new ideas. It has also been suggested that what attracted them there was not any ideological reason, but rather a practical and economic one. The precious medical balsam, for example, only lived in this hot soil. So what appears to be marginal always needs to be put into context, using all possible evidence, textual, archaeological, even geographical and botanical.